latest round of economic data coming up short. Weak consumer spending and slumping pending home sales painting kind of a bleak picture as far as the economy is concerned. So with this weekend marking the unofficial start of summer, what does it all mean for hiring? Are you looking for a job? Let's get the perspective from two leaders in two major industries, fast food and construction. Joining me now, the CEO of Baja Fresh and La Salsa, David Kim, and the owner of DeBorn Construction, Tito, Munoz. It's great to have you both joining me in Clayman's Corner because you both bring a very interesting perspective. And David, I'll start with you. You run some 250 Baja Fresh restaurants. Are you hiring? Is the economy good enough? Are people buying your products enough so that you could actually bring on more employees?
Well, in the state of economy, it's not getting better. So we're not going to be hiring. We are always looking for great people. But what we are going through right now with all the price increases, it is becoming very difficult for consumers to really spend. So it is going to be a very tough summer the way I see it.
Tito, do you see it that way? I mean, traditionally, construction would be an area that ramps up in the summer because the weather's good, you can get stuff done. But what do you feel is the economy for your industry right now?
Oh, terrible. Our economy, thank you, Liz, for inviting me. Our economy is in deep trouble because of higher prices in fuel, also too many regulations. Unfortunately, we have politicians in government that do not understand how the jobs get created and how a small business suffer in this kind of environment. So I see a bad year for small businesses or any businesses at all.
Tito just said, David, regulation is onerous. It's not helping. It's hurting. Do you see that as well? And if in your industry you were to cut regulatory tape or have the ear of the president or the administration, what would you say to clear some of that away?
Oh, the regulation is...
Go ahead, David.
Sorry. The regulations are ridiculous. There's so many regulations that are put upon small businesses. And I want to give you an example. I was eating once in our cafeteria and saw all the posters of all the regulations associated with human resource. We don't even know how many regulations are even out there. And for small businesses to really understand and try to implement, and the new laws that keep coming out, it's just beyond what we can all handle.
Tito, what regulation would help your industry, construction, which imploded because we saw housing explode and then implode as well? And a lot of that had to do with all different kind of issues that had nothing perhaps to do with construction regulation, but maybe a not well-regulated mortgage industry.
Well, what we have, especially in my industry, I do a lot of commercial work. And what happened in our industry is that the EPA has different mandates, and they come in with they haven't finished with the new mandates, and they come in with other new ones, and basically are ridiculous because the way they look at businesses, they don't understand how business have to react to all these mandates and how you could implement all these mandates. I think the EPA is crazy to all these regulations, and they don't have an ending. These people are oppressing the small businesses every day, putting regulations that are sometimes you do not understand how they come out with it.
David, not only are you dealing with the economic headwinds, but you've got price issues right now. Soy, wheat, all kinds of dairy, meat, all those prices going up. I mean, you run La Salsa. I've had 1 million burritos at your place in Baja Fresh. How are you dealing with that, David?
You know, I like to start off by saying that anything that should go up is coming down, like our wages. And anything that should be coming down, which is going up, which is all these commodity prices. And we don't really realize, but, you know, like the gas, all affects our commodity prices. And these commodity prices really has a huge effect on people and the prices. Yes, and our margins are getting thinner and thinner. And at a certain point, we're going to get to a point where we can't take those losses anymore, and we'll have to move those costs to the consumers. And it's this summer. You've asked me whether there will be jobs or not, but I'm telling you, I agree with Tito. It is going to be a very difficult struggle, and if people in the government can understand that if we can get regulations off, if we can ease up on lending, and if we can get those taxes down, small businesses is the backbone of America, and we can actually grow this economy.
Well, let me end by asking Tito this, and David, quickly, if you want to jump in after Tito comments. Both of you came from other countries and were able to start businesses and do very well in America. Does that not still hold in many cases? I mean, people are very apt to beat up on the U.S., but on this day, as we head into Memorial Day weekend, isn't this still the best place in the nation to start a business and run a business, Tito?
Oh, Liz, I have great hope in America. I love this country. I think this is the greatest country ever existed in mankind. But unfortunately, we have politicians that the only desire is to have more power and they have more control about our economic freedom. I do not understand how is politicians who go to Washington and they want to control your life and your future. And I think that is something that I can never understand here in our country.
David, quickly.
Liz, this is the greatest country in the world. Everybody calls America the land of opportunity. And absolutely, I'm in the same boat. I love this country. I want the best future for this country. And the way that the direction of a country is going, I'm very concerned. I want to see this country lead again, lead the world, so that we can continuously have prosperity and have our dreams get to where we want to be.
We're thrilled to have both of you here for your perspective. David Kim and Tito Munoz, thank you, and have a good holiday.